Dialflow product range covers pressure regulators and Dialflow regulators for the provision of oxygen therapy from gas cylinders. Cylinders are used in patient transport, ambulatory use, home use, and anywhere else that piped oxygen is not available. Different cylinder connections exist across different markets. Typically, these include pin index and bullnose connection types. The Dialflow range is sold in two colours, silver and blue, for different markets and models. Select the correct model for the application. The range of Dialflow regulator models provides flow ranges for respiratory support from neonatal through to adult applications. Colour coding is used to differentiate between models. Before fitting a Dialflow product to a pin index gas cylinder, check the Bodoc seal is present and in good condition. If the connection is a bullnose cylinder, then check the O-ring is present and in good condition. It's essential that you only fit genuine spare parts. Fit the Dialflow product, ensuring that the Bodoc seal mates with the cylinder face. Tighten by hand. If the connection is a bullnose, check the cylinder to ensure there is no debris present. Tighten by hand. Oil, grease and lubricants are not required. They will pose an explosion hazard and must never be applied. Orient the regulator and the cylinder contents gauge to offer the best possible view of the flow rate and cylinder contents. Turn on the cylinder slowly. Fit the patient accessory. Set the flow control dial to the desired flow rate. Flow is only delivered at one of the preset flow rates indicated. Do not attempt to set flow between settings, as this will result in zero flow. Listen or feel for the gas flow at the distal end of the patient accessory. Continue to monitor the cylinder contents to ensure that you have sufficient gas. Ensure that you have backup cylinders available. Replace the cylinder when the contents gauge is in the red zone, or before that if the rate of gas use is high. You can calculate an approximate time remaining at the flow rate selected. Take the volume of gas in a full cylinder as written on the cylinder label. Approximate how much gas is left in the cylinder based on the cylinder contents reading. For example, if contents gauge shows half full, then subtract half of the volume when full. Divide the approximate contents by the flow rate to give the number of minutes left at that flow rate. This is an approximation only, and you should apply a safety factor. Always ensure that there is a backup cylinder available. When stopping therapy, disconnect the accessory from the patient. Turn the cylinder off. When the gas stops flowing, turn the flow rate to zero. This ensures that any residual gas trapped in the Dialflow regulator has been discharged safely. If the device is difficult to remove, it's likely gas remains trapped in the regulator. Close the cylinder valve and select the flow rate to discharge the residual gas. Never use tools to remove a pressure regulator from a cylinder. Doing so can be dangerous and may cause damage. Devices should be serviced on or before the service due date by a qualified person. This symbol indicates service due date. The UDI is also provided in a 2D GS1 data matrix format for barcode scanning. This symbol means use no oil or grease. This is the model number. This symbol indicates the user should read the instructions for use. An annual inspection and functional check should be completed, including a general inspection of the product's condition, a check that the flow increases with increasing flow rate setting. There is no leak through the valve. This can be checked by putting the distal end of a tube in a glass of water. A check for external leaks by connecting the device to a gas cylinder, setting the device to zero flow, turning on the cylinder to pressurise the device, and then turning it off. Check the contents gauge does not reduce after 5 minutes. Dialflow products need to be serviced at defined intervals. Servicing should only be completed by a qualified person using genuine spare parts provided by BPR Medical.